Hi, friends. Sorry, it seems we're having some technical difficulties. I don't think it's the internet on our end. It might have been something with Twitch.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, internet seems stable, and we have quite a bit of speed going on.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, stay with us if you can. And I will put the game screen back up. Okay. Let's talk to these people.
Yuna, it is good to see you and your companions are well.
Yourselves as well, Captain. We were worried. Praise be to Yevon.
We escaped with our lives, but our troops were decimated.
Of all our chocobos, only this one made it.
Aww.
We make pretty poor chocobo-mounted forces without chocobos.
We turned our backs on the teachings and cast away our faith. This is our just reward.
Can you imagine riding an animal with your inner thighs exposed like that? The chafing. The chafing.
It's just
Well,
you
Space
now,
Monkey,
but
it
don't-
may not just be your internet, but
So
internet
many
in
died.
general.
We should...
If you're having a separate issue, I hope it gets better. If you're having the same issue, I hope it gets better.
Yeah. So we
Is
have
that
now
the Jose
arrived
Temple?
at Jose Temple, which is very cool. Which I'm just standing here, but
Oh, is this a lightning temple?
Awesome.
Yep.
This is, I think, as far as yeah, exactly what Toll just said. This is as far as Josh got, if I remember correctly. You
Yep.
do, and I was just about to say that.
The Lightning Mushroom Rock. It only opens when a summoner is addressing the faith.
That means another
Forgot how
summoner's
far
already in there.
it's like, I mean, this would have been 15
Another
years
summoner?
ago or so.
What if it's Donna?
We have to hurry.
Right. In we
Like
go.
Donna from that 70s show, Donna?
no, Donna's the lady who has the very revealing clothing and the himbo companion.
Oh, the one who forgot how pants work.
Yeah.
Right. I
Can't
do
remember his name. Bartello. Come along, Bartello. So back here we've got chest. Ability sphere times 4. What? And there's usually, is there stuff back there? No. Okay. And there's a chest back here.
All dim secret chest. 4,000 monies.
We got
We're
money, yo. Going here. Hi. Buy items. What you got, girl?
The headpiece that she has makes it look like she's a bit Twi'lek or Twi'lek, however you pronounce it.
Like a Twi'lek? Yeah, I can see that. There's also a chest back here, but I don't know if I can
Or
get
like
to it.
Padme's.
Yeah, I don't think I can get to it right now. I think I have to wait until he moves. All right, in we go. Oh, wait, before we go. This is sad.
Loser, he's...
Where is he?
I found him, but he was torn in half.
Rough.
That idiot!
What do I do now? I can't do this. I'm going back to Besaid.
Poor little baby. I feel so bad for him.
Loser,
Yeah, that's a rough time.
That is a rough one. Okay, in we go.
And then we're gonna solve puzzles, baby.
Yeah, puzzles.
So you're a champion of Yevon now, Braska?
Yeah, so this place seems familiar.
I beg your pardon, but
May I ask your
Also, it's a very
name?
similar design to like
I am Summoner
the
Yuna
temple you went into
from the Isle of
previously.
Bisay.
They have
As I
similarities.
thought. The daughter of Lord Braska. You have the look of your father.
Oh, told. Yeah, I am
My
happy that
father.
Gato at least
You
survives.
knew him?
But he's
No.
gotten
I
a
have
lot
never
of
met the man.
his
Ah,
ideals
apologies.
taken away in a very,
I
very
am
short amount of
Isaru.
time.
I am a summoner. Like you.
I'm Bussy. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Maroda. I'm guarding my big brother here.
Since I was a child, I've always looked up to Lord Braska. I wished I would someday become a high summoner like he was. You must have some of your father's talent in you. I believe you might someday defeat Sin.
I'm not really. I've only just become a summoner.
Of course, I've no intention of losing either. So perhaps we should race to see who can defeat Sin first, no?
Very well then. I
Let's
accept
do it
your
together, you
challenge.
knuckleheads.
Yeah.
Isaru.
It's
Yuna, I
it's a
beg your
weird
leave.
competition when you're like,
Good
oh,
luck
why
to
can't
both
they all
of
just
us.
band together and do it?
Yes.
Obviously, story plot will reveal that, but it is a legitimate question to ask when you're like at this stage of the game. Like, all right, why?
Yeah, I mean, the main reason I could think, I mean, except for like if somebody's actively working against you, is if your philosophies or methods would clash in such a way that it becomes like harder to actually work together. I guess like if a pacifist was to work with somebody who was very aggressive, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna send in tanks," and the pacifist's like, "Oh no."
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
I mean, the summoning thing though is, and it might just be just like the whole Aeon process, or I don't know. It's I'm having a hard time coming up with a suitable answer for you on that one.
Without spoiling.
Yeah.
Well, he was the guy that was at the beach during basically the Iojima moment.
Who? This
Like,
priest guy?
That guy that we were just talking to, wasn't he at the beach?
This priest? This guy over here?
Yeah.
This is a this is probably priest number 5 of this exact bald face model and outfit.
Oh, I'm thinking of the guy who can't dress himself.
Hey, you.
Like the bad
Me?
guy.
Oh,
You are
Seymour.
Yuna's
Yeah.
guardian, no?
Thank you.
Maroda's heard a curious rumor. I thought you should know.
Okay.
I heard it from those crusaders.
I love this Wolverine look
Seems
that
that
this man
summoners
has.
have been going out on pilgrimage and
Yep.
just
Good luck.
disappearing.
It could just be the fiends got them, but not so many so quickly.
Sorry I don't know more, but watch your back.
It's a
Ain't
nice
much
bit of
future
advice.
for a guardian without a summoner.
Yeah,
eh?
it came out very threatening though.
What? What y'all talking about?
We're talking about doing your job as a guardian.
Hey, I'm doing good. Right, big brother?
Please be careful.
Will do.
I think I saw some joke on Twitter the other day. It was like, only in like
Passe.
super scripted stuff do siblings ever refer to each
We're
other as
leaving.
like,
Be
hey
right
sis,
there.
big brother. Yeah, like normal siblings don't do that. It's more like, hey douchebag, what's up? You know?
Oyster
Yep.
of trials lies
What's up,
within.
dickhead?
Are
Yep.
you prepared?
I wonder how old Pache's voice actor is. I bet she is about, at that time of the recording, about 25 to 30 years old. Yes. In we go.
Pachi is voiced by Candy Milo.
All right, Guardians, at attention.
We are ready.
Puzzle time.
All right, let's do it.
Yay. Candy Milo was born in 1961.
So she was what? 40-ish years old.
Yeah, about that. She voices Donna as well in Lucian.
Cool.
She also does voices in 13, and in 15 she voices the Leviathan.
Oh, cool.
Oh, right, the spheres.
Yes.
I recall.
Okay, so if I recall correctly, this is one that requires a lot of back and forth.
Yep.
That just resets the.
Resets the puzzle. Gotcha.
Jose sphere. I need a glyph sphere over there, so let me put this back.
Nope, it's yours now. Just hold on to it.
Yeah. Forever. Okay. Glyph goes on the wall. Jose sphere. Do nothing. Do I have a glyph sphere somewhere? Nope. Yeah, you make sure to use the destruction sphere. You only get one chance. I hear you. I was pretty sure I remembered that, although I'm pretty neurotic about it.
Well, can you save the game?
Oh, can I save the game?
Yeah.
Not at this point, no.
Well, shit.
I can start over from the beginning.
How well does the autosave? Or no?
It might. There are some autosave moments, so it probably does. Let's see if I can move this back here. Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Give me the ball.
Okay. And that, I guess, goes on the left wall.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the artwork on that is very hard to see.
Oh, for the recesses?
Yeah.
Yes. However, I took the spheres from those slots to put them in the door to open it.
That's fair.
So they were at one point lit up.
Can you take that one now?
I can take this one, which will not. It'll do that.
Yeah. Well, with the glyph, I mean, can you interact with it once it's all lit up?
Nope. Sorry.
Oh, you push it.
I can move that, and I will have to move it. I wonder if I have to put 2 in. This is why there's a lot of hallway back and forth. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Bop, 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 bop. All right. So over here.
There you go.
Okay.
Between yesterday and today, we have a lot of puzzles going on.
I think what I have to do, if I'm remembering correctly, is I have to supercharge at least one of them. Might be. Can you go in, please? Okay. All right. And if I take this one, does that turn off the... No. Okay, that's still that.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay. supercharged sphere.
Yeah. So, okay. All right. And then that.
So I imprinted the glyph to
Okay.
basically.
Okay. So.
Seems unsafe.
Yes.
And you can only take one at a time, right? You can't just stack them.
Yeah, I cannot unfortunately hold more than one at a time, which is real annoying. Ah, okay, that closes the door. Wonder if I can swap out. Ooh, my fingers are going numb.
Already?
Yay, poor circulation. Yeah. Okay, so if I take this, that's cool. Put that in here.
And then you want to put the charged one in that place.
Yeah. Take it. Okay. That did Bupkis. That didn't even charge the other one. So maybe there's only one charge of that?
Well, the charged one is the one that opened the door.
Yes, so
how do you turn off the lightning?
I don't think we do. I think what we do is I put... This is why these games and these puzzles are such interesting things, because they are very witnessy in that they give you fucking nothing to work off of, really, except for like the initial like idea of like inserting spheres to get you to what you need. I just put that back so I wouldn't have to push it. And then it lets you kind of figure out the rest of it just through trial and error.
I will okay. I will slightly push back on that comparison.
Okay.
Because I don't think with the witness and the way that they put the puzzles, it puts it in a way that allows you to learn step by step.
Mm-hmm.
With this one, a lot of the trial and error seemed random. Like you do it and you go, okay, I guess I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
But not really knowing really the mechanics and how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You just did it because you ran out of options to try.
I guess I think I need a glyph sphere for that, so. Don't need the door open anymore. Told, forgive me if I'm wrong here, but I don't have access to the destruction sphere on this level. I think it's upstairs, right? Am I missing a sphere? It's in the damn thing. Come here. That's okay. I can't remember either. Haha. Okay. That is important. So instead of getting directly on this thing, we are gonna go over here. We're gonna touch the glyph. Yes! Okay.
Is that just a secret thing?
I mean, it's shown it is shown when this lights up. So it's not like... Okay, that ain't it. Or do I take it with me? I don't know if I can take it with me.
I don't know.
Alright, let's
Like,
put it...
before this point, do you know what a destruction sphere is and
Yeah.
what they're used for?
Yeah.
As in the game, or you yourself after playing this game?
They teach you what the destruction sphere is in your first cloister, like your first trial.
Okay.
So it's not like you don't know what it is. You know what it is. It's just you don't have access. I wonder if it's upstairs. I'm really also unsure why I'm not doing. Oh, okay, can you look it up, please?
Sure.
Charging pedestal. Ooh. Ooh, you're right. There is a charging pedestal. Well, we charged up the super one. Do we need to supercharge the destruction spear as well and then reset everything?
You have to push the pedestal, right it again north back to the starting point.
I don't think I can because the pedestal is in the floor right now. Unless I take out one of the things. Okay.
You got it?
I think so. Alright, so I'm gonna put this in here. Or it has to, I think, go in here. I think maybe 2 of them do. This is why I remember a lot of running back and forth. Alright, let's see. Yeah.
You step on the shining panel on the floor to get the pedestal back at the center. You take those spheres, insert them into the slots in the first room. This will complete the symbol. Platform will appear at the center, right up to the next area. You have to push the pedestals, and once done, another pedestal will appear. And then you have to go back down and get the sphere, and then take it back up with you.
Oh, wait, it's saying put it... Hold on. What was the second part of that?
You need to go to the next area.
Alright, that's
Push
fine.
the 5 pedestals around. Once done, another one will appear. And then you go back down, get the destruction sphere, and then you take it back up with you.
Okay. Well, I have the destruction sphere. But I wonder if I should keep it down here so I'm not just holding stupid stuff, you know?
Yep.
Alright, let's put it back.
And if it's wrong, it's the walkthrough. So.
Alright, so let's put my spheres back where they belong. Go. Yep. No. Stay. Okay. Alright.
So was there one that you could miss that you just screw up the entire temple?
No, I mean, so the destruction spheres are bonus. They're like secrets. They can give you nice stuff. Alright. I'm wondering if I should take the destruction sphere with me. But it does say I can come back down, right?
I just read it, and it said to come back down.
Okay. All right. So. Okay. So yeah, the destruction spheres are like bonus, but they're not like mandatory. You don't have to get the stuff. It won't like ruin the whole temple for you.
Okay. So yeah, you plop that guy in there.
Okay, plop the destruction sphere in
Yeah.
that one. Okay, and then I guess I supercharge it. All right. Okay. It's been a while. All right. Okay, up we go. Kablamo! Cool. So what do I get?
Is the chest. Magic sphere.
A magic sphere.
Magic sphere.
Okay. Did I push this? No, I think I'm done, right?
That's it.
Okay, cool.
At least from my understanding. Press H to get a hint. Yeah, I wish.
Stop pacing
Here we
around.
go.
Be calm and wait.
Solve the temple. Like, thanks. Okay, I'll hit H 3 more times.
Yep.
You should try to settle down. Yuna will be blamed if anything happens.
I have such a track record of...
Well, you again. Still traveling with quite the crowd, I see.
Hi, Donna.
What is it, Bartello? You know this riffraff?
You are. Aren't, no?
This street rat?
What
No,
of
I
it?
don't buy that.
Can I shake your hand? Arin.
Big himbo energy.
Sir Arin. You're the reason I became a guardian.
Just flexing.
Thank you, sir. This means so much to me.
He's such a sweetheart.
Calling the personal guardian of Lord Braska riffraff?
And you call yourself a summoner?
Bartello, enough! Get back here.
Hang in there, buddy. Eh?
A lot of tension being thrown around there.
Yep.
Quite the show, yeah? Not so good on the heart, though.
Stop pacing around.
I swear.
Please, touch me with that hand and I'll remove it.
I met...
Who else have I talked to? I had talked to Lulu.
You should try to settle down.
Yep. Talk to Kimari.
Pick spot. Shut up. Wait.
Thanks, I guess. I think I have to...
Baritone faith in this temple, says told.
Hmm?
Baritone
yep.
faith in this temple.
Each temple has their own voice. Because each faith's song is different.
You owe much to your father. All these guardians. And Sir Orin too?
Ooh, she's got quite the
And I hear
snaggletooth happening
Mr.
right
Seymour
there.
is quite taken with you.
Not even a snaggletooth, that's unkind to
The world
snaggletooth.
must
She's
look
got like little
different when you're the daughter of Lord
pointy teeth.
Braska.
This has nothing to
Like
do with my
vampire teeth?
father.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm traveling
like,
on my own as a full-fledged summoner.
you know how dogs have like little
Oh, is that
bitey
so?
teeth in the front?
Yeah.
Then
See?
try standing on your own two legs.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
can
I
see in
can
your
see
Discord
that.
video, but dang,
Yeah,
she's got some very pointy teeth.
Your guardians won't be able to protect you when the time comes.
So what's interesting about these very egoistic, like narcissistic summoners is that their mission is such a selfless one that it's really interesting to see like why people like Donna would become summoners, you know? We're gonna go with the same old name.
Yep. Told the
Ixion.
same. Donna's from Ravenloft.
Yes. Big stretch. We're gonna turn around back in because that old man probably left and now we have access to the chest. Hello. switch hitter, which means equip.
Like Waka's.
It is Waka's, and I believe switch hitter's pretty cool. Yeah, it's got a lot of power. Power! Right. Okay. Is there anything we need equipment-wise? Or...
It looks like Momo is running around on the ground.
Yeah, they're little lemurs. Lots of potions. Got antidotes, echo screens, eye drops, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff is good. Just eye drop it. There you go. Nice. We've got lots of spheres, which is dope. Okay. Equipment. Okay. Yeah, we should be good. I don't think we need anything here. Okay. Alley-oop.
In my very professional opinion, yeah, it looks great. Yeah.
No matter how dark the night, morning always comes. And our journey begins anew.
Thank you for your
It's
wisdom.
deep.
We're leaving
Lulu.
once Yuna gets here. Donna has left. Isaru too.
Lulu said it's actually something that I tend to tell
Get
people about
ready
when
for the
they're worried
journey
about something,
ahead.
of like something coming up.
Mhm.
Like, oh no, it's like a couple days away, or it's so long away. You know, time is one thing you really don't need to worry about because it's going to move by itself.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it happen.
It's so funny. The hardest part of the wait when we were going to see my parents was not a week before. It wasn't 5 days before. It was the hour that we were stuck in traffic before we got there. That was the hardest part of that wait. And even though it was like the shortest amount of time and I knew it would be over soon, it was just like, oh, it was tough.
We're leaving
Yeah,
once
you
Yuna
didn't
gets
even
here.
have to worry about the driving part. You just had to sit in the seat. and
You
wait.
wouldn't let me drive. I don't want to hear it.
I know.
We're
I'm,
leaving once
I'm
Yuna
just saying that all you had to do there was just think.
Yep.
And despite the traffic here and there, the weather and everything, it's gorgeous.
I'm going back to Besaid. With Luzu gone,
Yeah. It'd be hard fighting alone, wouldn't it?
most of the other Crusaders have already left. I'll go soon.
I will say the one thing about this vacation that I was unhappy about was waking up at 8 o'clock and being okay with waking up earlier than I usually do. Like, I was up at 6:30 and I'm like, I could get up and move the car now. And then I had to convince myself no.
Yeah. We got some good sleep though.
We
Oh,
did,
there's
which is very hard for me.
sneaky chest.
Very exciting ether in there.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I was talking about with Gav when
She
we
was
were playing
working
Minecraft
until
earlier
dawn.
today for our game
Healing the
nights
wounded,
was
sending the fallen.
talking about
Okay.
some of the words he says.
I guess I'll
and,
just...
I'll hold on a second.
Ah. Morning.
What? Morning?
Don't worry.
But it's morning. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I'll get ready right away. Just a moment.
Don't worry. It's okay.
It's not like you have a change of clothes there, pal.
Yeah. It's just a little prestidigitation.
Yo, sleepyhead.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Really, there's no rush. Here. Your hair.
A
It's
summoner
exactly
with
the
bad
same
hair. What's
as
the
it
war
always
coming
is.
to?
You could have woken me up. We called to you, but with all that snoring. What is it today? Everyone's picking on me.
That's quite an up-close look of his
You
flower.
too, Sir Orin?
Yep.
Once Lady Yuna fixes her hair, we leave.
It's a little pixelated, I guess.
I hadn't really laughed like that in a long time. It was only later that I realized. The only one really laughing then was me. Laughing must have been the only thing keeping them going.
Okay, you should be clear to talk now.
Okay, so one thing I realized with Gavin, and we've discussed this before, was some of his pronunciation of words, especially words he's never really heard before, is interesting to see. Because he'll switch back and forth between a UK pronunciation and an American pronunciation using YouTube videos he watches. So he watches one YouTube channel, I think it's Slogo, and then he watches like Backbro Jack and Speakable, and like it's American and UK based channels, and they play a lot of Minecraft. So I remember earlier on he's like, yeah, I want to open my inventory. I'm like, your what? Inventory? I'm like, who says that around him? I realized it was YouTube videos. And like today he goes, do you have a lever? A lever? And then he like went to correct it. I'm like, you can say it either way you want. Like both are correct, but it's interesting to see like which ones slip in, and then he uses them interchangeably. And I wonder if that's going to be a feature with a lot of the kids growing up. Is I know a lot of words obviously are taken with like the youth, you know, but I wonder if just worldwide pronunciation of words will be mix matched because of the content that people listen.
Or like a universal English accent.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just like English accent meaning, you know, British English, instead of just like the English people who speak English, you know. I find that interesting.
Like what is that? The main American accent that people do. I forgot what they call it. Yeah, Pan-Atlantic or Pan something. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. I have also a unique experience with this because that's just how I grew up flat, because my mother is from Glasgow, Scotland, and there are certain things that I think of and just learns with a certain accent or a certain spelling that is not American English. It is UK, you know, British English. And when I'm around my mother, my accent does get more Scottish. It's not like a true Scottish accent. It's definitely an American Scottish accent, but it is, there are certain things that I say because my mother says them, and that's how I learned them. That's how I think them. And on the flip side, you know, my dad is from Baltimore, Maryland, and he definitely has a distinctive, like, panhandle southern accent that is very unique to that area. So we make fun of him all the time, but he says, you know, when he goes to do laundry, he puts in the wash. It's not Washington, it's Washington.
Yeah, because he's from Balmer.
He's from Balmer, hun. So he has a very distinctive accent that is more Maryland, Baltimore. My brothers have more West Virginia accents. So, and me being such an accent sponge, like we joked about it in the car because I was doing all sorts of different voices for my nephew, who is, you know, not yet 2, so he's very fascinated by different sounds and stuff. But the joke was like, what is Morgan's real voice? And it's like, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that because it changes so much, and because it very is reflective on just how I'm thinking that day.
Off so early? Lady Yuna, you must be exhausted after working so hard last night. Will you be okay?
Listening to all of those
I feel that I
renovation
have
shows
rested
today
enough,
with people
but
with very
thank you
deep
for your
South
kindness.
Mississippi accents. Like I could
Will
feel
you
my
be
voice get
leaving
more
too?
southern.
Yes.
Just
First
listening
we
to
cross
that
the
all day.
Moonflow, and then we head north in search of chocobos to replace those we have lost.
I mean, similar things happen
Once
to me.
we
Like
find
if I'm
chocobos,
watching
our
Day 9
mounted
a lot,
forces will
I'll
ride
pick up
again.
some of his mannerisms, or
Aren't
I'm
you
listening
missing
to
someone?
Achievement Hunter, especially with the podcast we've been listening to. Like I'll pick up some of like Jeff's pronunciations
What
or
took you
Gavin's
so long? We're
pronunciations.
leaving.
Susie! Hey, pal.
Hi, Susie.
You expect me to keep
yeah,
up
it really
with a
depends on who you're
chocobo?
around. And if I'm back home with Mom, Dad, and Jay,
Lady
or Jay
Yuna,
being my brother,
I wish you good
I
fortune.
don't try to get the Long Island accent as much as possible because
Elma,
I pushed it out.
Clasco,
So I
let's
think there is
go.
the active place that I
Man.
tried to get rid of.
Hey, can I just rest a sec?
Yeah.
No complaints.
Yeah, it like what people are listening to and what they, are listening to every day, like Gav with his YouTube videos, it definitely makes an impact on how you think of a word. Especially if it's a word you don't hear very often outside of that, like inventory or inventory, right? So
Where to next?
We cross the moonflow.
Gotcha. Moonflow, baby, here we come.
Puff. Oh, I'm excited to get to the shoe puff. It's one of my favorite.
Shoe puff?
Shoe puff.
Is that just the cloud of dust that happens when you step into dirt?
No.
Can it be though?
No.
No?
No. You'll see.
But it's a shoe puff.
A shoe puff. Ha ha ha. Oh, Shalinda. Sup?
Good day, everyone.
I'm
We can
very
all learn
vindicated.
A lesson from what has happened to the Crusaders.
Oh, is this the very
Only
heavily
the truly
pious
faithful
woman we saw before?
Yep.
The hope of defeating sin.
And she's just rubbing in the thing that was planned to happen there.
Yep.
Jellies. Alright, let's get Lulu up in this biatch.
So you need someone with magic skills.
What is she holding now? A little cactuar?
A little
Need a
cactar.
light?
Alright, let's get Titus. Those little pustules on the back of that guy look so dang gross.
It is gross. So while you finish that battle, today I was playing some Slay the Spire because I've really been enjoying it after I did my ESO crafting, of course. And
Of course.
I've been working on the Huntress, which is the second character, and who Bucky is going to run tomorrow night. Because I wanted to get more experience with them, and that way I can speak to the strategy I use and different cards and such. So when John's playing, we have stuff to talk about. And I finally beat it, like the first run through with the Huntress. Really enjoyed it. And what I liked about it the most was that the playing with the first character, which I'm the Ironclad, was such a different playing experience than playing with the Huntress, and then playing with the third character who's like a caster, and then the Unspoken who's like a monk. All of them feel so different. So when you beat it different, like with the different characters, you feel great about the fact that you were able to grasp this different style. So I'm excited for John to play tomorrow because I think he would really like the poison damage to time mechanics. I know Day 9 did. I watched him play it today, and he found a style with it that just wrecked text. It was wonderful.
Go, go,
I don't think he was going to be able to hit the strategies that I was doing right away. Not because of a limitation from John, but a limitation of when you were leveling up the different characters, you get access to more cards, which allow access to more strategies. So I think the cards that he used, he doesn't have unlocked yet. So I think that's the only hiccup we may have.
Gotcha.
But thoroughly enjoying the game. I really like it a lot. I'm not usually a big fan of roguelikes, but between Hades and Loop Hero and this...
You might have to reassess your... I'm not a big fan of roguelites.
Yeah, well, I'm becoming more aware that I'm a fan of roguelites and not a fan of roguelikes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Training,
the difference for those who do not know is in roguelite, when you finish a run, there is some type of progression that happens. In a roguelike, there is no progression or something that doesn't really affect the gameplay. So it doesn't matter how many times you play the game, the only thing that will progress is your skill. I liked in Hades, even if you finish a run, you still got experience, you still got stuff you can spend. And in this, you get experience that allows different cards to unlock and different relics to use and that kind of thing. I would say less progression than usual in roguelites, but enjoyable bit nonetheless. But we'll talk more about that tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. Tomorrow chat about it.
Yeah. So here's something cool. This guy was a mini boss not too long ago, and now he's just a regular fiend. So it kind of shows the progression of your abilities and your strength.
Yeah, see, I like that. That's good. That even if the game levels up with you, if you start showing enemies that were hard for you and they're easier now, even with like the level ramping, that feels good. Like, oh, you almost kicked my ass before, and now I just wiped the floor with you. Great.
Yep. I like the kind of tougher single enemies that allow you to kind of swap your party members out, so you get like a lot of like opportunities to get everybody a little bit of experience. That's always really good. There's one in the Calmlands, which I hate, which is very much like it just does a ton of status effects like poison and berserk, and it's just, oh god, I hate it. Can't remember what it's called right now, but boy, does it freaking suck. Alright, we get out of here.
Do you find yourself using, I know there's I mean there's more than two, but two distinct types of people in these kind of games, and it's the people that have all of the potions by the end of the game and people who use the potions throughout the game. Which one of those do you tend to be?
I'm a hoarder. Although I will say this, I tend to be a hoarder up until I get Riku, and then when I can steal stuff is when I am a lot freer about using stuff. Hold on. Because I know that her ability is very designed on you being able and willing to use the items that you get. But I generally will look up guides on what the best ones are so I don't waste them. Especially because I know that certain things are very rare and very limited. So, like, obviously potions, you get like a bajillion of them by the end. It's no big deal. And by the end of it, like, when you've got a potion, it does like 2% of your health. So,
yes,
use them up. All right. We got shenanigans here.
Real quick, Toll agrees, and I tend to be the same.
Look! One of Kimari's friends looks just like him.
What?
Both follow summoners on all fours. Hornless goatlings. Hornless! Hornless! You come to insult Kimari? Wrong. We come to warn little Kimari. Summoners disappear, never return. Next will be Kimari's summoner. Poor Kimari lost his horn, next lose his summoner. Pitiful Kimari, howl alone, howl alone.
Do those two got something against you? What? They were just picking on you?
Kimari will deal with them.
And I'll help.
Oh. Kimari alone.
But,
It's Kimari's problem. We can't interfere. It's a rule.
I'm worried.
Let the Ronso deal with Ronso problems, yeah? That's how it's always been.
I mean, I'm worried about those summoners disappearing.
They aren't just disappearing into thin air.
Nope.
hey, if we Guardians do our job, no problem, right?
Oh.
Confident.
Yeah.
Mr. Big Shot, who do you think you are? Mr. Big Shot.
Well, those were two nice gents, weren't they?
What? Oh yeah, they're jerks. When I rob the shit out of them later, it'll make up for it.
As in with Riku, or is there like story?
No. So there is a one-on, and this is why I highly recommend taking Kimari through Riku's spear path. Is that there is a situation later on in the game where Kimari has a one-on-one fight with Biran and the other one, whose name I can never remember. Those two guys. He is the only one who can fight. But those guys carry on them the most level 3 key spheres in the entire game. And if you don't have the steal ability on Kimari, you just lose out on the opportunity to get them. Which is a real fucking bummer, because they are hard to come by and they are very useful.
Not again.
Not
Think of it as training.
So,
Go, go, go! Yeah!
It is, when I rob them later, it'll make up for it. Because I plan on robbing them blind. Okay, let's swap him out for Titus. Let's taste using white magic Lulu. And that'll give Lulu a lot more.
Oh, it's Titus dipping into Yuna's grid.
No, haste and slow are spells innate to Titus.
Oh, okay.
Those are just in his path. So he has a lot of, almost I'd say bard abilities. Like he has some like, he has something called cheer, which like increases the defense and, I think strength of the party. And he's got slow and haste. Everybody has like one, I think, ability that will help with like some aspect of the party. So Lulu has something that will increase like magical defense, and Waka has something that increases accuracy. Riku has something that does like increase to luck. So there are aspects.
Gotcha.
Who do I want to swap out for here?
That reminded me, because my character Vincent from my Avernus campaign with Adam has haste. Bucky's a monk, and Steven has a fighter, and Nick is a rogue. So if I can make any of them move quicker, especially since I'm basically a time wizard.
A time wizard.
My turn.
Time wizard! But slow, I don't think I took, and I'm wondering why, so I'm just going to pull out my handy-dandy PHP here and drop my Altoids on the floor and check. Not an ad, just like Altoids. Slow. Let's see. Get some D&D knowledge up in here.
My turn!
Slow is a 3rd level transmutation. I just decided not to take it.
Ah.
Okay. Well, I got some other stuff instead. We had
every
a devil get away
every
from us.
TI stream does require a PHB and does require a whole bunch of like futzing about and page turning.
Yep. Yeah, we Morgan always jokes about this. Whenever we're recording, you don't normally hear it in the edited episodes because we cut that shit out.
Yeah.
But there's a good many times that you'll hear duplicate books flipping through, and it's Bucky and I both grabbing our PHB and going through to see who just get wherever they can faster and more accurate. So that happens almost every session.
Yep.
And mine is right slotted next to my work computer. It's right here.
It's over.
Bow. Alright, it's 9:16.
I'm on a roll.
I think we can get to the other side of the river. Okay.
But we were mentioning, John and I talked a lot about D&D last night because we ended up finishing Secret Monkey Island very quick. Way faster than we thought. Went through 25% in an hour, and more accurately, 15 minutes, because 45 minutes of that was just trying to figure out what to do for the first puzzle. I normally don't play wizards on any content, but I enjoy playing them a lot. His character, Vincent, I've really been liking. And it's a wizard I don't normally play very often, which is a utility type wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And one that doesn't really do damage. And the reason for that is Vincent is a warforged who is into dunamancy, and he worked at alchemist, herbalist. So the spells that he has are flavored in a way that would help in like a medical situation, and then working with or against time. So his favorite spell to use is like sleep, and I've used wrist pocket because I needed to do that at some point in time. Basically using the time stone as Doctor Strange kind of a deal, but as a warforged who is about 4 years old and doesn't quite know the ways of the world.
He had his first beer the other night, though.
He did have his first beer the other night, and it went weirdly. We were at a tavern in Candlekeep. There was a warforged behind the bar that offered me a firebrand ale. And I went, "Oh, I don't eat or drink. No, thank you." And he said, "You don't drink? I drink." I'm like, "Oh, maybe I've just never tried, and I can, but I've just never needed to." And he goes, "This is on me," and passed over the ale. And I went to drink it, and I rolled a d20 to see if I had taste receptors. Wasn't provoked, I just wanted to do it. And it turns out I didn't. So I just downed it, and it went into my system, and then Adam said, "Oh, so now in the next minute, if you want to, you can belch and do 1 point of fire damage with a big fiery, like, burst." So I said, okay, it's not a choice, it just depends on which direction it's going to be in. So I ended up doing it at Heinrich, which is Stephen Dunkelman's character, who is a dragonborn who is resistant to fire damage. So I did it in his face, and he was just like wafted it away, and then Vincent went outside and sulked in embarrassment. It was his first drink, and it went poorly, and he'll probably never have one again. It was a good time.
So I'm gonna do a small amount of grinding here with Yuna, just because I can see that oh god, it's not Belinda, it's
Celinda?
No, it's the Aeon lady. She's gonna challenge me to a duel, and I want to take it, but I also don't want to lose it. I can't remember what her name is.
You versed her before, right?
Yes. And I lost that one, which is fine, but I want to win this one because I think I get a better item. But she is going to teach me how to customize my Aeons, which will be super dope. What do I want to do here? I'm just kind of getting his Valefor up to dismiss. Yeah. All right. She'll
so
heal
do you
my...
have to verse her with one Aeon or all of them?
I have to verse her with not the most recent Aeon. So she's gonna call the Ixion.
Yep.
Ah, shit.
Basically show you how Ixion works.
Yeah. Oh, Yuna is all fucked up. We're gonna fix. Oof, I really need to buy more remedies. God damn. Okay. Let's dump a Fira in there.
So, how shall we do this?
Oh, speaking of pronunciations, that is one that we differ on.
Fira, Fyra.
Fyra, yeah. Fyraga. But, I mean, to your credit, anyone's credit who played these games, those are not normally said out loud.
No, they're definitely not. I'm gonna heal myself up.
They probably wrote it and just said they'll figure it out.
Yeah. Whatever. Yay! I'm immune to this.
Yay.
Can you dodge? Come on now.
No, it's easy. So that's good. So what was Ixion? I forgot what that is.
Ixion is a horse. And in fact, what I can do is this next little fight I get myself into, I will summon Ixion so you can see how they work.
Any way that you can lessen Ixion's health by the time you pass it over to the other summoner?
No, she calls her own Ixion, so it has different stats than mine.
So there's multiple summons? So there's not just one Ifrit?
Yes, there's multiple Ifrits.
Huh. That's interesting.
Or, I guess it responds to the power of the summon because they can't call Ifrit when she calls Ifrit. So it might be the one spirit
you
being
summon
called.
it under your control. Okay.
Yes.
Right, that makes more sense. I'm more happy. Granted, I'm going to say that, but... I take it this is the... Oh, well, lightning is last.
Yeah. He's like a ram horse.
Yeah, it's like
My
the
name's
Rama
Yuna.
villain for this
Pleased to
game.
meet you.
Whew! Spicy.
I ended up missing Rama in Final Fantasy VII because it was in a place I couldn't return to. And
You
I
missed
missed it completely.
Ixion?
No, Rama.
Rama. Okay.
Electric summon, lightning summon for Final Fantasy 7, 15, I think, I'm not going to speak to 6, but it's in a couple of games. It's just basically like old man wizard.
Gotcha. There are a lot of really, really fascinating Aeons in this game. Ones that are like...
Is Quetzalcoatl in this one?
Is what? Who?
Quetzalcoatl?
I don't think so. That name is unfamiliar to me unless as a mob or like a sin spawn. But there's one called Yojimbo, and I actually have to start saving because the way you get him is that you buy him. You have to buy him for a lot of money.
Gotcha. Well, Quetzalcoatl is also the name of like a, I think it's Aztec?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aztec.
Aztec god.
Yeah. It was a final boss. Oh, it was something you burst in Final Fantasy 15, but Quetzalcoatl was a summon in Final Fantasy 8.
There are, I think next is Shiva? I think next is Shiva.
Oh,
There's also Bahamut. That's not until the city. And the Blossom Sisters, although they're an optional Aeon. So is Yojimbo. You don't have to get Yojimbo. There's Anima. Who else is there?
There's a lot of new ones in this one. Or they were in previous versions and I just didn't play them.
Mm-hmm.
7 had Ifrit, Shiva, Rama, Titan, Bahamut, Bahamut Zero, Neo Bahamut, Hades, Knights of the Round. I may be missing one or two. Oh, Fat Chocobo, I think was one of them. I think there was a Moogle and a Chocobo.
do I want to waste it on this? No, I don't.
Summon materia. Let's see. Yeah. Chocomog, Shiva, Ifrit, Rama, Titan, Odin, right? Leviathan, Bahamut, Jata, Alexander, which was Knights of the Round, Phoenix, Neo Bahamut, Hades, Typhoon.
I think I'm actually gonna dismiss you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Alexander and Knights of the Round are different. And Master Set.
Hoo-ha!
Knights of the Round was a pain in the ass to get, but it was worth it. It was the one you had to breed all the chocobos.
Oh.
Dear Christ. It took a long time. And then you had to go to a place in like the actual corner of the mini-map to a place to just walk on in, because the golden chocobo can walk across water, so that's what you needed. And you could take the Highwind, which was the airship, but the Highwind had nowhere to land. So you had to take a chocobo there. It was a lot. It was one of the few things I used a guide for in that game because of just how intricate it was. But overall, I tried not to touch a guide for it. I used to use guides and walkthroughs a lot more when I was a lot younger. Like for Ocarina of Time, we had like the Prima official strategy guide, and going on to like game facts and things for a bunch of different games.
Yeah.
But I've stopped using them, and one of the reasons was I got a walkthrough for, I think it was Return to Zork, which is a point-and-click adventure game from the 90s, which was like the first 3D representation, I believe, of the Zork franchise. And the walkthrough, if you followed it to a T, it was unwinnable.
What?
The walkthrough was written in a way that would screw you.
Huh. I wonder why.
They just left out something important. And, I mean, knowing how Zork is, it kind of just makes sense. Zork is a game well known for if you do something wrong, it becomes unwinnable. So after that, I just really stopped using walkthroughs, and I took that as my lesson. And I only go into them if absolutely necessary.
That's so shitty, though, you know?
Yeah. Told says, Ifrit, Shiva, and Bahamut are generally the only summons I carry over from game to game. I'd say Rama too, but Ixion replaced it. Yeah, Ixion. That's the proxy for it. Cool looking horse, though. It kind of took like Gaia's horse and Rama and just slammed them together. The one thing I really liked with 15 summons were every summon was absolutely gigantic.
Yeah, you did tell me that you were really impressed by like the scale of them, because then they felt like really crazy overpowered.
Yeah, you didn't really get a lot of control over when the summons would come. Like, someone would only come when, like, Leviathan, I think, would only show up if you were close enough to water, which makes sense. Some would appear if you were below a certain health threshold. Some would appear if you were in the battle for an extended period of time. And then you'd be able to summon them. But, like, Rama, when he showed up, you're, like, as big as his toe. It was just so big. And it felt great. And like Titan, as one of the, those main figures in those Aeons and stuff, was you could go and see him because he's holding up a meteor that went to go crash into the planet.
Damn.
Like, they made it larger than life and not just like something you can summon that's a little bit bigger than you. It was a very cool aesthetic.
That is neat.
Yeah.
I have to take an ether because I ran out of mana.
Oh boy.
Yep.
There's a lot of these guys around.
Yeah, this is a big grind area. because again, they're like kind of damage sponges. They can take a lot of hits, so it's good to like kind of level up. I'm gonna try and Bellamine. That's it. Belgamine. I finally got there. That's the woman's name I'm avoiding. I think there's a save sphere just beyond her, and I want to see if I can save before talking to her, so if I fuck it up, I can redo it.
So that's something that we've talked about before, but I don't think we talked about on stream, was our different approaches to games, especially when it comes to like the role-playing game, but it seems to be prevalent here too, where for you when you play the game, you really want a perfect run in terms of the story that you want, and the skills that you get, and such.
I'll be right back.
I was wondering, I mean, what drives you for that?
What drives my need to have perfect playthrough?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I actually put this on Twitter recently. Oh, whoops. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. We were talking about someone on, I think it was Monkey's Paw on Twitter, was talking about how Mass Effect 1 was really bad at not having, like having the dialogue wheel look like something else entirely to what you were about to say. And it led to a whole bunch of instances where you're like, oh, I'm gonna say this super chill thing, and then it comes out like really aggressive or like very flirtatious in a way that this like did not indicate from the dialogue wheel. And it led to a somewhat, I don't think there's a safe sphere here, which is really annoying. It led to a somewhat, I'm just gonna do it, and if I lose, I lose. It led to a somewhat like paranoia of like constantly wanting to save so that I could do over something if I thought I did it wrong, right? Or if it came out the way or a way I didn't want for my character, because I'm building a story in my head. So like, especially for Mass Effect, when I thought, here's my very paragon, good girl, like very sweet character, and she's just said something horrible that she wouldn't have said, is like out of character. I want the opportunity to rewrite it so that it would fit her actual
I heard you took
character.
part in Operation Mihin. You've seen
Those
that Machina aren't the answer.
Fixes I
In
can
the
get
end,
fixed.
only summoners can hope to defeat sin.
You are right. I must train harder.
I can help with that, if you like.
If you
I
like.
propose a contest of aeons.
She's got a very
A
sexy
friendly
voice.
contest, of course.
Yeah, it went. That was like a Mass Effect thing of
I'm
like,
ready.
oh, I can show you. It
That's
was
the
like,
spirit.
I can do that. I can show you. But like, well, that's not what I meant.
I have healed your aeons. Well, shall we?
Okay, so she's gonna summon Ixion.
As that happens, I agree to that of like when the story shows you that it will go a certain direction and your choice does not resemble
whichever
what it
aeon
was
you want.
showing, completely get that. Like, that's not what I meant. I did not mean to kill this person when I said you can go on your way now.
Yeah.
I also do a lot of saves and stuff for when, like, if the game is going to get to a place that's just not fun because of a wrong decision or a whoops. Like, if I throw a grenade off in, not grenade in Fallout. If I accidentally kill an NPC in Fallout, that was not the choice at all, and it just makes the game completely terrible from that point in. I'm gonna back up a little bit. And also, if I die, I go back and stuff. I never do like hardcore and such. But a game that taught me that it's okay sometimes for things to go wrong is Disco Elysium. Because that game encourages failure. And I think playing D&D a lot has helped me with coping with some things, a game's not going exactly as I wanted, or a stealth mission not exactly nailing, or, you know, in Hitman, if I do the wrong thing, am I just going to start the whole thing over? No, I'll just improvise, as we saw on stream. I'll just throw a cupcake at a man who's going down the stairs. And I'll figure it out. But Disco Elysium and D&D do in a way that when failure happens, it's not game-ending, it's not terrible, it doesn't do anything horrible for your experience, it just adds to the story by adding a conflict. I know, conflict is hard. I understand.
Okay, well, let's just go out with a bang here.
But yeah, it's interesting seeing different play styles, because some other people will just embrace the chaos of whatever happens and just go with it. I like to say I'm a mixture of the two.
I did it!
You did it!
I did it!
24 health left.
Yeah. Oof.
Told says, I always lean towards that
That is
perfect
enough.
playthrough. DMing has helped me too. Another game that stopped my save scubbing, save scrubbing. Oh, it's interesting. I haven't heard that term. Was Banner Saga. Banner Saga, I
Good. You bested
think
me
I
fair.
played and I have no recollection of.
Here, your
Oh, yes! Summoner Soul. That's what I needed. So now I can... allows Aeons to learn abilities by expending items. Select abilities. Then select an Aeon. And then I can use some of the items that I have to get some dope stuff.
Sweet.
Yes.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Banner Saga had a similar feel as XCOM in the way of, like, you get attached to the story and the characters
I
and
look
such.
forward to meeting
and
you
whatever
again.
happens to them happens
Till
to them.
next
and just
time,
continue,
Yuna.
right?
What?
I was talking to Told.
Oh, okay. Oh, about Banner Saga?
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me...
Banner Saga made me cry, but not from imperfection, and it probably meant save scumming. I mean, both terms are valid. Actually, I'm gonna throw Morgan under a slight little bus here. I would say save scrubbing applies to Morgan because the amount of save files that I have seen in those files are numerous.
Yeah, listen, I like... I'm a control freak. I like knowing I have control over fixing stuff that I don't want or like making a perfect game. I'm sorry if that makes me weird, but I like it.
No, everyone has their own style. I mean, I completely agree with the idea of having more saves than just one. Because of like past experiences, I mean, like Fallout 3 became an unwinnable game because of a glitch. It would not have been the case if I had more saves. But I tend to do 3 saves and then rotate. That's my usual. Has Morgan tried DMing yet? Absolutely, she has.
I have. I am in the process of coming up with a campaign on my own. Things have been very stressful at work lately, so I have not done it yet. I haven't made a lot of progress, but I am definitely trying to do more of that.
Morgan ran a few Humblewood games for me, Hannah, Bucky, and a couple of others. You ran some one-shots.
I have. I haven't run like a full campaign yet or anything, but...
Yeah, the experience, I mean, we talked about this for the podcast for a while, where our D&D veteranship, I guess, or like years of play, varies drastically from like Drew's repertoire of the amount of games he's played in his
Yeah.
life, down to like Nick, who his second time playing D&D was the first episode of First Strahd. That was my first time DMing anything, let alone a campaign, let alone a module. Morgan hopping in midway through campaign 1 was basically your first or second game in 5e, right?
Yeah, we had played one sort of starter one-shot where I played Clementine.
That was into Ivy Mansion.
That was into Ivy Mansion. We released that as Patreon content, and that was, I think, the first 5e game I ever played. I had tried to play D&D previously, but I believe it was 3.5 or 4th edition, and it was terrible.
Whoa!
Because the person who was running it was terrible. Isn't this pretty?
It is pretty.
This is the Moonflow.
This is the Moonflow.
Thanks, Lulu. Copycat.
These are moon lilies. They say that clouds of fireflies gather here when night falls.
The entire river glows like a sea of stars.
Really? Hey, I got an idea!
We're not waiting till nightfall.
Huh. Then, once we beat Sin, we're coming back.
Baby. Oof, those fingernails.
They don't even look like fingernails. They look like what happens when you don't have fingernails.
Yeah, when you gnaw all them off because you have an anxiety issue. Yep.
Oh, Yuna wouldn't have that then.
Yeah.
Also, I always like how
Hey, we better hurry or we'll miss the
shoe
shoe
puff.
puff.
Game. It's like they wanted a
Shoe
plot-based
puff?
reason to
That's
do
some kind of
particle
boat?
effects on the PS2.
Shoe puff. The fireflies are one of the more beautiful, like, aspects of the game. It's just gorgeous.
Those fireflies actually look like the old particle effects on the PS2 menus.
Yeah.
When you used to turn it on.
Whoa! What the? Whoa!
Shoe puff.
This is a shoe puff.
Whoa! Let's ride! Come on, let's go!
All right. We board soon as we ready, huh?
Okay. Oh, waka.
Waka.
Got any items? Don't have any remedies. Which is a massive bummer. Okay. What you got in here? Phoenix Downs.
Shoe puffs! I haven't ridden one in so long.
What? You've been on one of these?
Well, just once. 10 years ago, with Kamari. Remember?
Shoe puff shook. Yuna fall in water. Shoe puff scoop up Yuna with long nose. Yuna jump in 3 more times for fun. Kimari worried.
Whoops.
Yuna had fun. Kimari happy.
It's really interesting. So when I first played this game, none of the language looked like words to me. Like it just looked like a different language. But now that I'm really looking at it, you can see it does say shoe puff. And the second sign says Moonflow. I can't make out. What?
In a way.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely all run together, and it's designed to make it look like it's difficult to make out. Hey, it looks like your guy from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, Wedge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. does look like Wedge. But yeah, told. I mean, I'm very sure
Dangerous
you know
when
this.
shoe puffs close. Want to be smooshed?
But it's always interesting when games they get that new mechanic or the new feature on a console, or I think it was for Super Nintendo. It was called I think it was Super 7 or something 7. I'm blanking now, but it was the way that they were able to make like a 3D looking environment while still like getting the performance of the Super Nintendo. It's always interesting to see how these games, A, if they use it to be gimmicky, or B, if they actually implement it in a good and well-used way. I think those particle effects are a good usage of like, oh, the PS2 can do this. We don't do this a lot. This is a cool way to show it and to emphasize it and to just make it very cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm just selling some stuff real quick.
Like some games that do it poorly, and this also happens with movies all the time. I mean, we see it all the time. Of this movie wasn't shot in 3D, but 3D is a gimmicky thing now, so let's make a 3D version.
Mm-hmm.
And that's headache-inducing, or like there's no need for it, or like there's those movies like Clash of the Titans. I specifically remember seeing in 3D, and it wrecked my head because it was post-processed 3D before it actually got to a point that it is actually like good to see.
Yeah.
In contrast to like Tron Legacy, where it was like part of that world, or Avatar, where it was made in a way that wasn't gimmicky, but it enriched that space, and it actually felt well used. Instead of like, oh, that thing's coming at you from the screen, watch out. It didn't feel very good. But yeah, a lot of people use 3D just because it's a thing to do, and not necessarily the creator's decision to do so, but for the producers. They wanted to make as much money as possible, or they wanted to really tap into whatever market was the thing at the time.
Well, the
that
people
happens
who
with
created
VR.
Avatar know nothing about producers interfering.
No, absolutely not. Nope. Totally writer, artist driven. For
I
sure.
believe there is an Albed sphere, or Albed primer over here. Or maybe it's in the other area.
10 years ago,
Ah, a history lesson?
Jecht saw his first shoe puff here. Surprised, he drew his blade and struck it.
Why?
He was drunk, thought it was a fiend.
Oh, brother.
We offered all the money we had as an apology. Jecht never drank again. But it would seem that shoe puff still works here.
Go this way.
No, I don't think so. It's bad idea, yes.
Please, we beg of you.
Impossible. Impossible.
What's wrong?
This guy won't let our chocobo on the shoe puff.
Ah, it is kind of big.
It's just not fair.
He does have a point, though.
Oh, rough
So
told,
what?
Yeah.
We just leave him
Titus never got to
behind?
see his father sober.
Hey, I didn't say that. Just
And it was a fiend, or this incident
It
here
is
to
no
get him
good.
to stop
We will
drinking,
have to
but
find
not
another way.
any of the times that
We will
Titus
find
asked.
a ford where we can
Yeah.
cross on foot.
Yes, Captain Sir.
But
Yeah.
that'll take days.
I never thought they would use
Where
Gungans
there's a
as
will,
inspiration for
there's a way.
creatures in Final Fantasy, but
Oh
here we are.
boy.
What?
That's our captain.
That guy was saying, impossible.
Yeah.
The boss would do terrible things to me by going down there.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Those words stayed with me. I wonder how Captain Lucille is doing.
Okay, so there's a save point here.
And it's 9:52, by the way.
It is 9:52. That's fine. 5,000 gil, which is very nice.
Riding a shoe.
Nice.
How little you know. Some things little boys never grow out of. Right? Let the driver know.
Okay, so I'm just gonna finish up here, and then I will. It's Blurry Moon. Dark Blade. Okay, I think. Oh. I really thought there was a primer over here.
Are you gonna paint it?
Yes. Can you look that up, please?
Where are we?
We are at the Shoe Puff.
Final Fantasy 7 Shoe Puff.
Shoe Puff.
Primer. Albed primer.
Mm-hmm.
Something about the ramp on the same screen as the Shoe Puff.
Ah, okay. Thank you. I just missed it then. Ooh. I can afford that, but do I want that? Nah. Nope. Nope.
Yeah, the 12th primer is found on the north wharf of the moon.
Would you like
It's
to
at
hear
the
a
top
bit?
of the ramp on the same screen as the Shoe Puff.
Okay.
Very well.
We're gonna hear about the Shoe Puff, then I'll
There
go
are
get
many
the primer.
things we do not. For example, what does it eat? It eats nothing. The water it sucks through its schnoz somehow supports its considerable size. Some theorize it eats teeny-weeny waterborne organisms.
These people certainly have a choice of words.
And that, as they say, is that.
Yep. Okay.
That guy's outfit looks like he belongs in Boston, say.
This one?
No, the guy that you were just talking to.
Oh, yeah. The ramp up to the Shoe Puff. Am I missing it?
Is there a chest to the left behind that blue and orange box?
I think so. Maybe it's in a different... I feel like there's a different area.
Said the ramp.
Oh wait, is it at the
Wait.
north side of the Shoe Puff or the south side?
It's at the North Wharf.
North Wharf. Where are we right now? Hold on. Items. We're on the South Wharf. That's why. So we just need to go. Alright. So what we'll do then is, because I believe there's going to be some shenanigans as we cross the river, I'm going to save. And this is where we will leave off for tonight. And yeah, we will pick this up in 2 weeks. And we will continue on our Shoe Puff across the Moonflow to the north side, where we will pick up Riku, finally. And we will make our way on to the next part of the game. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope this was a fun, chill stream for you tonight to start your week back up again if you are starting your week again on this Tuesday. If you have been working, I'm sorry, but hopefully this was a nice reprieve for you while we play through this game. Told, again, thank you so much for commenting and being active in the chat. We really appreciate it. Susie, thanks for stopping in and saying hi, as well as Space Monkey. Josh, thank you. I love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Thanks for keeping me company and filling in the silences when I got distracted. And You can see Josh tomorrow, or listen to him tomorrow on Bucky's stream, where they're going to be playing the oh my god, the name of it just went right out of my head.
Slay the Spire.
Slay the Spire. They're going to be playing Slay the Spire. And then next week I should be back with Star Trek. We're going to continue on. I think everybody's available again, so we're going to continue on our brief beach one shot, or one next arc that we went on that's now weeks old, but we're going to continue on with that, and then the week after that we'll be back with Final Fantasy. So come say hi. I'm on Twitter, hopefully less than I normally am, but still on Twitter at ThistleRaven, and I woman the TI_pod Twitter. And you can join our Discord and chat with us in our Discord and be friends there. We'd love to see you there. Happy Pride, first day of Pride, guys, and we'll see you soon. Have a good night.
Bye.